loved. Oh, to be like thee, blessed Redeemer. This is our constant longing and prayer. We ask, dear Father, that you give us the most important thing that we need to be able to relate in peace and harmony with the extended family, with in-laws and the covenant friends of our spouses. Impart upon our hearts the same capacity to love that you possessed while you walked the face of this earth. We ask, Lord, for this heart surgery. Do it for us, dear Father. Thank you, Father, because you've answered our prayers. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed. Please shout the biggest hallelujah you can. Hallelujah. Shout the biggest hallelujah you can. Hallelujah. This evening, we are going to be reviewing. A lot of you have done your assignment and you have submitted the assignment. And I can see that a whole lot of you have engaged the materials for our study this week. What I have come to do this evening is to re-emphasize the inner peace for you. However, it is your harmony with your extended family, with your in-laws, that is able to guarantee external peace for you. And can I inform you, external turbulence can interrupt internal peace. Why is this so? This is so because that your spouse that you are planning, to get married to, they did not drop from heaven. They are siblings, they are covenant friends. They have great impact, great influence on your partner. They have great influence on the person you are planning to marry. On many, many occasions, they have become love objects of your partner. They have influence, great influence. Number two, they have become love objects of your partner. Your arrival cannot automatically expel all of them from the life of your partner. It cannot expel them. It cannot expel them. And it cannot expel them. And of course, the junction that I've gotten to already begins to speak to the influence that those people have on your partner. That's the way you know how powerful it is. So this is the reason why this conversation is important. We posited that the best approach is not for them to die, because you don't want to die when it's your turn. The best approach is not to attempt to shut them out. That is not likely to work. That is not likely to work. Who sat and watched my infant head when sleeping on my cradle bed, and tears of sea affection shed my mother. Even see the way this brother is singing the song. This brother Babatunde is mommy's boy. The way I'm looking at him, the way he's just closing his eyes. My mother, who sat and watched my infant head when sleeping on my cradle bed, and tears affection shed my mother. How many of you will allow that your mother should be shut out of your life just because you met one normally chanwa? How many of you will agree to that? I'm just trying to tell you that approach will not work. That approach will lead you into trouble. That approach will destroy and scatter the marriage you are trying to build. So what is the approach? What is the approach that is going to work? We see that the scriptural authority, the scriptural authority for in-law relationship is the example that we saw with this woman Ruth that they used to call Abokoku. That is the sterling example that we see in the Bible. A woman who looked at the mother-in-law. The mother-in-law, you know, that woman, she had been married to the two children of Ruth, of Naomi, been married. The two of them, what's their name? Ruth and Orpah. I think they call it Orpah. Ruth and Orpah. They had been married to the children of Naomi. And unfortunately, the two of them died. They are Moabitess women. They are not Israelites. So the two children, the two men died. So these people now became widows. Of course, Naomi herself was a widow. So how many widows in the house now? There were 3 widows in the house. And it was why that was going on, that Naomi had that God had visited the Israelites. They ran away from Israel because of famine. Because there was no food, there was economic meltdown. That was what made them to leave, to run away from Israel. They went to, it's like you leave Nigeria and you went to Canada to go and look for, you say you are going for greener pasture. And then you now finally get to the greener pasture. Your life is so dry. You understand? That's what happened to Naomi. She lost her husband on that same journey. Lost her 2 sons on that same journey. Unfortunately, they had not even given birth to any children. Maybe they were barren. Everything was so bad. Everything, nothing was working. And it came to a point that Naomi said, be like, say, if you cannot continue to go forward, at least you should be able to go backward. Maybe I should go backward. It seems forward is not looking forward. Let me go backward and go back to my people. For I have heard that God has visited my people. And then she wanted to leave, return from Moab and return back to Israel. Now, only for the 2 daughters-in-law, the 2 of them, Orpah, the 2 of them were shedding tears. Mama, don't go. Mama, don't go. But now Naomi looked at them and said, why are you holding on to me? What has bound us together has finished. My sons are dead. And even if I am to conceive tonight, I cannot give birth to another son that will grow up overnight for you to marry. It's better for you to go away. It's better for you to make progress with your lives. And let me carry my cross and go back to my people. It was in the midst of that. Look at that verse. Give me verse 8. Thank you very much. Verse 8, beautiful. I want to lay the foundation again. And Naomi said unto her 2 daughters-in-law, go, return, each to her mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you, as you have dealt with the dead and with me. Verse 9, the Lord grant you that you may find rest. Look at the benediction. Each of you in the house of her husband. Then she kissed them, and they lifted up their voices and wept. Verse 10, and they said unto her, surely we will return with thee unto thy people. Verse 11, and Naomi said, turn again, my daughters. Why will you go with me? Are there yet any more sons in my womb, that they may be your husband? Verse 12, quickly. Turn again, my daughters. Go your way, for I'm too old to have an husband. If I should say I have hope, if I should have an husband tonight and bear sons tonight, yes, would you tarry for them till they were grown? Would you stay for them from having husbands? Nay, my daughters, for it grieveth me much for your sakes, that the hand of the Lord is gone out against me. Verse 14, and they lifted up their voice. This is the second time they will be crying, and wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clave unto her. Verse 15, and she said, behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people and unto her gods. Return thou after thy sister-in-law. Ruth Abokoku. And Ruth said, look at what she said. Everybody read it. 1, 2, 3, go. Entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. Verse 17. Where thou diest, will I die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if anything but death part thee and me. We see that this is the sterling example, biblical example of what should be the relationship between you and your in-law. Your people shall be my people. Your people shall be my people. Now, I want to establish very quickly that, listen to what this lady was talking about. Your people shall be my people. Do you notice that at this point, when she was saying your people shall be my people, she did not yet know what kind of people they will be. I'm talking to people that are starting courtship, isn't it? At the time that Ruth was saying that your people shall be my people, she did not even know yet what kind of people they will be. Whether they are going to be witches and wizards, whether they are going to be akpomaje, you know what I'm talking about? The kind of people that kill your children. You know, there are different kind of family backgrounds. All manner. There are some that are kind, some are cruel, some are diabolical. Are you following me now? Because we are talking about an extended family. Extended family. Some of them are saved, some of them are not saved. Some of them have the capacity to walk in love, but there are people in that same extended family that they are devil incarnate. They are masters of hatred and masters of malice. At the time that Ruth was saying to Naomi, your people shall be my people, she did not know the kind of people that she's going to meet. But she already began to prepare her heart to love them, to embrace them, and to adopt them. Are you flowing with me this evening? And so the number one step for a couple that has come into courtship, and you want to begin to lay the foundation for a very successful relationship with your in-laws, the number one thing you need to do is a preparation of your heart. Take that down. Is a preparation of your heart. A preparation of your heart ahead of time. A preparation of your heart even at a time when you do not yet know what kind of people they are going to be. At a point when you have not met them, your heart must already be prepared that you are going to love them, you are going to embrace them, you are going to adopt them. If you hear me so far, say, I hear you. You know, what is the basis? What is the basis of this preparation of your heart? You know, what is the basis? Even though you don't know what kind of people they are going to be, even though you don't know what manner of persons they are going to be, but there is at least something that you know. You know that they are the one that give birth to this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl that is before you. You know they are the ones that give birth to this beautiful girl. And then you tell yourself, as long as they are the ones that give birth to this beautiful girl, as long as they are the one that produce something that is going to be the greatest gift of my life, it doesn't matter who they are. For the sake of their son, for the sake of their daughter, I am going to love them. I'm going to accept them. I'm going to adopt them as mine. Are you hearing me tonight? So that what you can call a risk, declaring ahead of time that you will love a people that you do not know. Declaring ahead of time that you will embrace a people that you do not even know the kind of people they are. The basis of that risk is because you have their product before you. And you have loved their product. And it is not possible for you to love a product and disdain the producer. That is the basis. That is the basis. You cannot love a product and disdain the producer. Now, if there's anything amiable, hey, cameraman, don't sleep. I have moved, but you didn't move. So move with me. You must move. The fact that I'm on one spot for 5 minutes does not mean I will not move. I'm pressing on the upward way. Otto. Cameraman must always be at alert. Praise God. What was the last thing I said? You cannot love a product and disdain the producer. So even when you have not met the producer, as long as you have met that product, you can already be preparing your heart ahead of time to say, it doesn't matter what kind of people they turn out to be, I am going to love them, I'm going to embrace them, I'm going to celebrate them, because I am going to be the greatest beneficiary of their labor. Now, 2 issues. Number 1, this is the product. You cannot love a product and disdain the producer. That's the number 1 thing that you are meditating upon. What do you love about this product? You love the what do you love about your product? There are many things that you love. You love the physical appearance. Let's start from there. You love the physical appearance of your man, the physical appearance of your woman. Don't you recognize that that is a product of 25 years of labor and investment of somebody else? Oh yes. Because as a father, because some of you are not fathers, you don't yet know what I'm talking about. I can speak better now, you understand? I now better appreciate my father-in-law now, you know what I'm saying? Now because I'm a father, as a father, my wife is going to always telling me there is the Ori has finished, you know, the kind of cream that my daughter uses to rub. If you see my daughter's skin, oh my God, if you see her skin is glowing by the grace of God. Everywhere we take her to, every head turn to say, wow, this girl is beautiful. But I know the costs. Beauty is not cheap. I know the cost. I know how much I invest into buying original Ori. And before you know it, they will tell me again that the one we bought the other time has finished again. We need to buy another one. And in my heart, I'm saying, all this investment, who will enjoy it the most? Listen to me. Who will enjoy the investment the most? Is the husband. Is the husband. That will come and reap where he did not sow. I am here now spending a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying? Making the skin beautiful. At most, you know, okay, a beautiful skin for now. She's going around with me and people say, oh, beautiful girl, beautiful girl. I'm still getting some glory. But at most by age 25, that girl will cut skin and go out of my house and go to the house of another man. And that man will be taking her everywhere, be very proud of her. He is enjoying the fruit of another man's labor. Are you still there now? Are you still there now? Oh, what else do you love? You know, do you love about the product that you have, that you have? You know, as a young man, you are looking at the beautiful breasts, you know, of the woman that you want to marry. Don't lie to me. You saw that thing. Forget that. Just you were looking at it. You're trying to look at it and say, oh my God, Rama no siata. What is behind this thing? The day we have the privilege to unveil it, it's going to be a very wonderful thing. You understand what I'm saying? And when you finally get, when you sense Don't do it until you get the license, or else your hand will catch fire. Don't do it until you have the license. But you are already saying that when I have the license, I'm going to grab this breast, I'm going to squeeze this breast, I'm going to drink from the fountain of this breast. But can I tell you that somebody's food grew that breast? And do you know the irony? The man who is working every month, that one, he cannot grab the breast. I don't know if you understand. It's an irony. The person who is working, listen to me, the person who is working, who is sweating, who is making money and is feeding that girl that is making the breast to grow, that man cannot grab the breast. If he tries it, it will be sexual abuse. He could be arrested. But you that you don't have neck on your neck, you don't have rope on your neck, you are coming without rope on your neck, you will arrive, you will grab it, you will juice it. It's another man's labor that you are enjoying. It's another man's labor that you are enjoying. And the least you can do is to appreciate that man, is to appreciate that woman, is to celebrate them for life, because you have come to reap the fruit of their labor of many decades. It will be extremely unrighteous. I'm painting graphic the way I think. I'm thinking the owner, Babadi, who has been spending, look at how much money. You don't know what it takes to raise a child yet. You will soon understand what I'm talking about. You will soon understand what it takes to raise a child. So you start spending from the womb. You start, and when the child arrives like this, is a 30 years expenditure. A 30 years expenditure. And you are spending, but you, the father, they not born you well. Make you go grab the thing. You not fit try am. But somebody else, that beauty, that sexuality, they will exploit it to the fullest. Are they the one that fed her? Are you the one that fed the man too? Because it's not only a woman. Are you the one that fed the man, that made his beer to grow? That biceps that you love, the muscles that you appreciate, is the product of his mother's food. And that food, it costs a lot in the market. They didn't feed him for 1 month. They fed him for 1 year, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. So your disposition, reason with me, your disposition based on this arojinle. Everybody say arojinle. When you think deeply on the balance. So balance. Somebody walk, another person enjoy it. It's not balance now. If you think deeply about the imbalance on this issue that we are discussing, you will recognize that the number one disposition that you should have towards your in-law is not suspicion, is an act of appreciation, an act of gratitude to them, that they have labored and you are about to reap where you did not labor. You, what did you do? You just composed one useless text message where you told a lot of lies, and then you sent it to the other, and then they say the girl has fallen for you, and then that is all. That's all. And then you just, and the girl is ready to change her surname. That's all. Can you imagine? Ready to change her surname. And on top that, ingrate. You are standing and saying, I don't want you to have anything to do with family again. I don't want to have, I'm your new family now. I don't want you to. You are an ingrate. You are a devil incarnate. You are wicked. You are wicked. That's it. You want to block out all the people that labor for 30 years. Latecomer like you. You just came, but you want to block everybody out. Very ungrateful man. Very ungrateful woman. Very wicked at heart. You that you're supposed to be prostrating, they will say stand up. Say, sir, don't let me stand up. Let me thank you more. They say stand up. Say, sir, leave me here. Leave me here because I'm about to harvest your 30-year salary. You don't get what I'm talking about. I'm about to harvest your 30-year salary. Now, that's part of the things that you saw, Abby. Do you know what I'm saying now? I've talked about biceps. I've talked about sexual breast, beautiful breast, and all of those things. What about the academic investment? If your partner could not speak English, will you be attracted to them? Will they be attractive to you? If they can't construct English, if they cannot construct a sentence in English language, all this, baby, I can't do without you, forget that gist. They will not be attractive to you. That tells me that what makes them to be attractive to you, part of it is that they are educated. And then you're even asking, sorry, what do you have, NCE or degree? You say, NCE, no, I can't do NCE. I can't do NCE. I can only start with degree. Look at the guy, the guy has never paid school fees before in his life. He doesn't know what responsibility looks like. He's like, I cannot do NCE. I cannot do. You don't know that even NCE is a lot of work. It's a lot of money to send your child to NCE and for the child to graduate. So the fact that guy, that lady is educated is the reason why you find them an attractive proposition. Are you the one that paid their school fees? Talk to me now. Are you the one that paid their school fees? Then I now see you. Anytime your partner says they want to send money to their mother, you say, no, we don't have money. You don't have what? What do you say you don't have? After you have collected 90% of the salary and you have spent it on yourself, salary that is premised upon a job, and the job is premised upon a certificate that they invested in. You collect 100% of the salary. You can't even send 5% to those parents. You always block it when your partner wants to send money to their parents. You are a wicked man. You are a wicked woman. You are an ingrate. Are you still here now? Of course, they've told me, I found that anytime I'm talking about in-law matter, the thing they always pay me. Hey. you know, because the injustice is great. Personally, by my makeup, I am very passionate against injustice. The injustice that we do to in-law, our parents, is great. The injustice is so great. And I hope that within my little space, everyone that comes in contact with me, I will redress that injustice. Like I was saying some weeks back, it is double loss. It is double loss that after you have invested like that for decades, your son-in-law, your daughter-in-law now hates you on top that she has collected your 30-year salary. Are you following what I'm saying now? And then hates you on top of it. It is double jeopardy now. It is double jeopardy now. Who did not invest anything? More than a 4 naira. More than a 4 naira. So, one of the reasons that made your partner to be an attractive proposition to you is because they were educated. Is that what I was talking about now? It's because they were educated, and that education is the product of an investment of many, many, many years. You are going to come in, and let me tell you the truth. The reality is that even if you are considerate, even if you are a considerate son-in-law or daughter-in-law, the truth of the matter is that you are still the one that will eat the greatest fruit of their labor. Even if you are considerate, you are still going to eat the greatest, because all the salary that your partner is going to be making from their certificate, 90% of it, even if you choose to be considerate to give them something from time to time, 90% of it, who is going to hit 90% of it? Talk to me now. Who will hit 90% of it? It's your partner. that we eat 90% of it. But I hope that at least I can produce couples who will at least be giving them 10%. Some of you are so eager to pay your tithe, you pay it dutifully. You pay the tithe dutifully. When your pastor calls for a prophetic offering, you are number one to pay. But when it comes to giving money to your parents, you are full of excuses. You are full of excuses. Is that pastor, did he pay your school fees? That pastor that you are carrying all your money and you are giving all your money to, what role? Well, is it not because your life, your life already had meaning? That's why you found your way to his church. Suddenly now that pastor has made himself your Lord. He wants to collect all the money, and you foolish you are crying why you have abandoned your parents who paid the greatest price. You now idolize your pastor. You despise your parents. They paid the greatest price. If your life did not have meaning, if your parents had abandoned you, they refused to take those loans that they took. If they had abandoned you and your life had no meaning, even if you appear at the entrance of many of the churches that you now put on your head, they will chase you away because you are going to be a bad PR for their church. Somebody has labored. You give money in church. When they call for this sacrifice, you give it. You give it. But when it comes to giving to your parents, you are full of excuses. You are saying that you are hoping that you are going to do it when you are more comfortable. When will you be ever comfortable? Don't you know that human wants are unlimited? Human wants are unlimited. You know, when I was challenging one of our disciples, based in Abuja, and then I was asking her, how much of your income do you give your mother? Do you give your mother every month? How much of your income do you give your mother? She said no, she's thinking that she will only start that when she is okay. At this time, she was anywhere around 20,000 naira a month. She's planning to start giving to her mother when she is okay. Then I asked the question, when will you be okay? Nobody will ever be okay. If it is about when you are okay, what's the definition of being okay? If out of 120,000, you cannot remove 10,000 naira from it and say, Mama, please take this 10,000, or you remove 20,000 from me and say, Mama, please take this 20,000. It's a venison. Just use it to buy whatever you like and eat from my life. Eat from my life and pray for me. If you cannot take 20,000 out of 100,000, when you start earning 500,000, you will not be able to take 50,000 from it. Do you understand what I'm talking about now? That is the truth. Because the moment you start earning 500,000, your taste will enlarge automatically. That's the way life is. Yes, I'm sure when we were dealing with finance, you must have heard me explain the way these things work. The moment your income increases, your mouth taste will also expand. And suddenly you now realize that to eat food without meat is a taboo. You used to eat food without meat before, you did not die, but now that you have a salary increase, and sometimes you will now notice that this Eja Tinubu, what they call Eja Tinubu, there is an Eja Tinubu in my house. Is it Rose? Pala, before you got a salary increase, panla is the best fish in your mouth. When you are eating it, you will be singing, say, I'm so glad I belong to Jesus, as you are taking the panla. But the moment your income increases, the panla will suddenly be bitter in your mouth, and you'll be wondering, what am I eating? What is this? What is this? Because the day you now go and buy, what's that one now that you guys are cooking for me in these days? What's the name of that fish? I used to go and steal the fish in the night. The fish is so sweet. So when in the morning, my wife would say, who ate the fish? I will do like this. I'm the one. He said, did you eat again in the night? I said, did you eat again in the night? I said, yes. I ate. It was around 12 midnight. I went to the kitchen and I carried another from my wife. Said, but you ate fish in the evening. Madam Elema Kai Jasimiloro. at this stage of my life. Wait, what's the problem? If the fish finish, I'll give you money to go and buy another one. In the coming days, I'll be eating a whole one fish. Am I not walking? I'm walking now. When you say your feet to the ground, your lifting will not reflect at home. Because you will, as you are expanding your own life, you will totally forget them. This car, you will say this car is getting old. You go and take loan on another bigger car that you'll be using all your salary to pay, and then anytime your mother calls you and say, please, can you send me 15,000? Say, mommy, I don't have money. I'm doing a lot of projects. What is the project? The project is an relevant project. It's actually the project of changing your 2005 Camry that is still working well, upgrading it to 2013 Camry. Are you following me now? And you have to go and collect a loan from the bank that is now taking 70% of your salary. That's the project you are doing. But the 15,000 they are asking for at home is what they will use to buy fish into just a little fish, just to sprinkle fish into the soup. Can you see the injustice? If you ask how many families, go and do what do I call it now? Go and do a survey. In how many families that are 5 years marriage below, in how many of the families do they send something to their parents every month? Regularly every month. Go and do the survey. I'm not sure it's up to 5%. Can you see the injustice? Can you see the injustice? So, where am I going? As you reflect on the sacrifice, as you reflect on the investments, as you reflect on the fact that you are the one that will reap the fruit of their labor of many decades, it behoves on you to be grateful to them, to have a disposition of gratitude to them, and then a disposition of love. A disposition of, what's the first disposition? Talk to me, everybody. A disposition of gratitude. Number 2, a disposition of love. A disposition of gratitude. A disposition of love. Even when you have not met them. Even when you have not met them, you're already preparing your heart. What about the siblings? It's not only the parents that have played roles in the life of your partner. Do you know the role the siblings have played? You were nowhere to be found by that time. If they had not played the roles they played, this woman that you have come to love, maybe by now she would be in a psychiatric hospital. When she went through a lot of struggles, when she went through different trials, they were the one that were there as a shoulder for her to lean on, as a shoulder for him to lean on. What about those covenant friends? I'm expanding the scope now. Are you following me now? I'm expanding the scope from just in-laws to what? Siblings. To just parents, from just parents-in-law. I'm addressing siblings. And what is the next layer I'm addressing now? The covenant friends. The covenant friends of your partner. Before your arrival, they have been there laboring. They have been there maintaining your lot. They have been there helping your lot to be stable. So when you arrive, your attitude should not be to chase them away. Are you here now? Your attitude should not be to block them out. Your attitude should be to be grateful to them. If possible, go to all of them one by one and say, I thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for helping me to take care of my assets. For helping me to take care of my assets. Thank you for the roles you played before I came. I'm extremely grateful to you, and I will be grateful all through my lifetime.